Oh, is that real?
No. we actually had a dance-off, and he won.
That makes sense.
Hip-hop keto. No, actually, I met him at a party that he was throwing with Austin. And so I actually met them at one of their parties, like, well, when I was just got on to Power Rangers. Because I had a couple of stunt guys, one of the stunt guys was rooming with him. So, yeah, just went to a party, met him, he was totally cool. And then, yeah, I've always been cool with him. Even now, I see him a lot now at cons and stuff. But yeah, totally cool. Okay. Alright, well, so, when I was on the show, I told this yesterday, but I was on the show, right? It's a kid's show, it was really cheesy, not like what they were doing, but super cheesy, and I was like, after a few episodes, I was like, man, anybody could write this. And so I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna write one. So I went upstairs, I marched upstairs, and I was like, went to the writers, and I was like, hey, can I maybe write an episode? And they're like, sure. So they brought over this box of like VHS or whatever, tapes, and put it in this conference room. They said, take one of these out, pop it in, watch it, and then pull as much footage as you can into the script, And so I popped one of them in. It was the original Sentai show. It was Zeo, and there's a faucet monster. It had a big old giant faucet on its head. And the Rangers were looking for it, and they ran into this warehouse, and the faucet monster turned around and was like, right? And it turns his faucet on and starts spraying the Rangers. And the Rangers are like, water! And then it was like, shh, the monster, the Rangers, the monster, the Rangers. And then it was on the Rangers, and the water was like, water, and then it started turning like a brownish, yellowish. And it cut back to the monster, and he had another faucet down below that he had pulled his pants down, and he was like peeing on the Rangers. And I was like, oh wow, Japanese, yes. So he had like a faucet here and a faucet there, and he was peeing on them, and then I was like, man, how do I write this into a show? Kids be peeing all over each other.
Different shows, sir.
I know, right? And so then after that, I watched a couple more things, and I was like, man, this is too weird. And so I just gave up. I decided not to write an episode.
I didn't see that. It was only in my imagination.
Okay.
Great question. Thank you.
Growing up, I was you said actors or specifically anybody?
Whatever.
Anybody, right? Yeah, I was a big football fan, so I was a huge fan of running back Walter Payton. Because I'm from Chicago, and that was kind of my hero growing up. And I remember Walter Payton went to this thing called the Office Show in Chicago every year, and he'd sit up there and ask questions. And I got to ask him a question one time, which I thought was really cool. And I had a signed poster of him. To this day, he wished me happy birthday, and I got an autograph for. And it was funny, and I asked him, and my dad said, I said to him, what are you going to do when you're done playing football? What's your life after football? And I was a little guy, my dad. Great question to ask him. So that was my hero growing up, was Walter Payton.
I'd never know that. I'm drawing a blank. When I was really, really little, I was a really big fan of the president, and then I got older and found out what that president movie was. I was kind of...
Who was the president at the time?
Reagan. Sorry, guys. Kind of destroyed our economy. Bless him, he was a nice person. But, so that's the only thing that came to mind. I was like, really big fan. Just like your little kid, I was so patriotic. Show up like that, white and blue. I was a big fan of my mom. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I'm a huge fan. My mom's one of my biggest heroes. She's a really amazing person.
When I got picked on a lot where I grew up in Texas, and it turned me into a mom. I was seriously, it's kind of like my story from Power Rangers, but I was bullied a lot as a kid, and it turned into this like rage, so I would start fights all the time. Playing ball, soccer, baseball, whatever. If somebody was walking down the hall, somebody was looking at me weird, I would start to fight with them. So I became a real punk, everywhere. Got it, a little bit of gigs here and there, and I was like, it's just a bad thing. And then, I got into martial arts, earlier on, and it wasn't for a while, I was studying and training, that I learned discipline, and truly how to defend myself. I mean, I was a good street fighter, but like learning martial arts really taught me a lot, you know? And I think it was more like I always felt like I had to prove something. That's why I started to fight. So I have to prove who I am, you know? But then once I knew who I was through the discipline, you know? So my person I looked up to was my instructor. So, Master Clark. That's my name. My instructor, martial arts.
I'm gonna have to go with the original series. I think that their foundation was the original time works, but I'm biased to pick.
Yeah, I'd say Mighty Morphin. You know, I've heard great things about SPD, and I did watch a lot of the main four season because I filmed out there for the Legendary War, so I know a lot of them. So I was watching the kind of support them, and I think it was a cool situation. But I didn't see the original season.
I am so sorry to say I have not watched it. I've been watching other shows. I'm so sorry. I'll catch up someday. Johnny, Jason.
I've actually paid attention to it. I went down to California and had chaos. I was down there, and the guys that were playing on the show here, the season's down in Greasy, and so I know that they're focusing a lot on story now. They're developing story. So from what I understand, you guys probably echo this season's. How do you guys like the season? Have you seen the difference? You know, so that's what they're trying to do. So,
Yeah, Yoshi the Blue Ranger. Was it Coda? Right? It's my favorite ranger.
What?
Of the Dino Charge. Of Dino Charge. My favorite season was that.
Thank you, Jonathan. Together like 13 of us.
That would be really cool to see something with a bunch of Power
Wouldn't that
Rangers.
just be incredible?
would you guys like? Would that be something you'd like to see?
If something like that happened, would you guys be excited?
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Second question for Johnny. What's where your character encountered the very first episode 14 for the first time? Was there any plan on letting some people who stayed longer for one episode? If I would have thought like outline one plot, I think that it kind of like wasn't just one of the
So too, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what the writers were doing. I just got into the show, so I had no idea what the writers were thinking when they were doing part of the that would have been really interesting. There's a lot that I look back and I go, man, it'd be cool to redo that with the knowledge I have now.
Thanks, Don.
you see.
I am not doing that.
Well, it was worth a try.
Well, I didn't see a lot of the other seasons to be fair, and it's, we're so close with all the guys, CR and Z, so it's like, you just look at it with such love for them, so it's hard. So I hope you guys will see enjoy the work. I don't know, I've never heard that. Hear anything about Time Wars?
No, I thought I'd ask, so whatever.
But they're great cast. It's
Yeah, they're great people.
Seems one of my favorites.
Everybody loves the scene. If you guys get a chance to meet the scene,
Decide to keep ridiculous.
They didn't let us. Some things. I have found a few things in boxes.
you're being so mysterious right now.
I'll tell you a quick story. All right, I don't know if it's still there, but there's a Planet Hollywood. I don't even know if that's still there. In Florida, in Orlando, and they had my Power Ranger suit from the movie hanging, I think, at the entrance somewhere. It might be changed, I don't know now, but this was years ago. And the medallion, the frog medallion, was missing because it was missing.
I know somebody that likes
Wow. I love it. You're such a thief.
Yeah, man, you took it. The frog.
sure there's more than one, but I have, yeah. I have like the little pink top and the plaid skirt. I put it on recently just to see if it still fits. Oh my god, it's sweet. No. We didn't sticky finger or anything like that, Johnny and Bosch.
I just followed my leader.
Oh, what's up?
I want to make sure. Say that one more time.
First, okay, it's time for the leaders. The first female leader, how do you feel about that honor?
Oh, I was totally teasing. First of
Keep
all,
watching, that might change later.
no, it doesn't, Faunt.
So
First of all, Cole, Thunder King. Thunder King. And secondly, I always like to tease Jason, so whenever fans come over and say, oh, you were, the first female leader of the season. I mean, it is true. We kind of at one point told us, but I was the first and only, to my knowledge, pink leader in the history of the franchise. So what a cool thing, what a cool honor and privilege that is. A unique place to be. And I do. We always request to sit next to each other at convention, but they don't naturally put us together. And it's like never gets old. Like 1 billion times I've said it, and I still think it's me. Like that's why I was the leader.
Well, thank you guys for being part of the series, and I'm looking forward to finishing the rest of the time for us. It really does seem like a great show.
Thank you.
Hey, real quick, I think our time is our time up? I don't even know, but I wanted to real quick say, someone mentioned about being heroes, and I heard once, they say never be heroes, like disappointed. And I thought, well, why? I remember thinking that. You never heard that? They say never be heroes, so, man, we love meeting you guys. Seriously, it was an honor to be here. I love doing this stuff. You guys, it goes without saying, I've said it before, but hopefully, whenever you meet us, you'll never be disappointed. We love coming out.
We do. We love you guys. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for all the program. I'll put this on the Instagram and social media stuff too.
Yeah, please do. And tag us and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool stuff coming up, guys. A lot of
You
really
know what?
cool trust me.
Why don't you squeeze in? We're gonna take a sneak selfie. Squeeze in.
With you guys?
Can we take a picture?